My name is Anna Kate Bauman, and I have been fortunate enough to grow up in the Alcoa City School halls for 14 years. On behalf of the class of 2026, it is my privilege to welcome families, friends, faculty, staff, and graduates to Goddard Field at Bill Bailey Stadium for the Alcoa High School graduation ceremony. We know how exciting tonight is, and we ask that our guests please refrain from using air horns during this celebration so that every graduate's moment is uninterrupted. Also, please be sure to silence all cell phones and electronic devices. Finally, we'd ask that our parents and families remain off the field following their service as the faculty recess. Thank you. Now to begin this celebration, let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful evening to gather to celebrate the class of 2026. Thank you for the Alcoa community that invests time into every single student. Thank you for all of our trials and confidence to overcome and grow from them. Thank you for our parents, best friends, teachers, coaches, and mentors who have guided us and contributed to this moment. Would you place your hand of protection over us and give us the guidance as we step into this new chapter of our lives? Amen. And always remember, once a tornado, always a tornado. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my fellow graduate and friend, Chase Lawrence.
Time is the one thing we're all given equally, but used so differently. 2 minutes ago feels like nothing, but 4 years ago feels like everything. There's a quote often attributed to William Shakespeare, and he says, "Rather 3 hours too early than a minute too late." And yet here we are, right on time. Standing at the edge of something that once seemed so far off, now realizing it came faster than we ever could have expected. We measure our lives in moments, but understand them only in reflection. We never would have thought that rushing the field freshman year after beating Maryville would be a memory we still talk about to this day. Or that the guys that we met in that second period weight training class would become the kind of friends that feel more like brothers. And somehow the simple Friday nights at cookout would become the memories I cling to the tightest. And even the DECA trips with Dr. Suttereth, those will be the memories that I miss the most about high school. And the hours spent in the front office with Miss Leslie trying to fight off our senioritis. At the time, they felt small, ordinary, even replaceable. But now we know the truth. Those moments were everything. Because even when we didn't realize it, time wasn't just passing. It was shaping us. The laughter when we should have been finishing our essays. The late nights playing pickleball when I should have been doing my geometry packets. The simple moments are what made us who we are. William Penn once said, "Time is what we want the most, but what we use the worst." And maybe that's the lesson hidden in this all. Not that just the time moves fast, but that it matters how we meet it, whether we choose to rush through it or truly live in it. Because if we're honest, there were moments we wished away. We wished the long days would end faster, the stressful weeks would pass quicker, and the test would be over sooner. Always looking forward. And now we're here, standing in this moment that we once wished for. And suddenly, we wish for more time. More time with these people, more time in these moments, and more time in a place that became home. But time doesn't wait. It doesn't slow down, and it doesn't ask if we're ready. So we have a choice. As we leave this place, we can choose to let our time carry us on or to make our time count. Let us be bold with our time. Let us invest it in what matters with the people who matter and in the lives that mean something beyond ourselves. Because in the end, it's not the years in our life that define us. It's the life in our years. And our time is just beginning. I couldn't leave this podium with saying thank you to a couple people. To my classmates, thank you for becoming my family. Without y'all, I wouldn't be who I am. As we move forward, don't take our time for granted, and always remember the place that prepared us for our success. To my teachers, from being a Nemo in kindergarten with Mr. Bradburn and Miss Tate, to my final time walking through the yearbook doors with Mr. Sutterth. You have poured your hearts into helping me grow. Thank you, and your impact reaches far beyond the classroom. To my family and friends, thank you for your constant support. Your unwavering love has carried me and my family. To Grandma Lawrence, thank you for supporting me from afar. In 18 years, you've never forgotten a birthday or a meaningful moment. To Nanny, I hope that when people look at me, they see you. You've never met a stranger, and you always lead with love. To my dad, thank you for teaching me discipline and strength, and for showing up to every practice, every game, and every important moment in my life. To my mom, words cannot fully express my gratitude. The person standing here today is a reflection of your love. Through every high, every low, through all the tears and the cheers, you've been in my corner, and you've been my rock. Thank you. To my little sister, Anna Kate, don't take this time for granted. These years will pass very quickly. And even when I'm not at home, I'll always be in your corner. And lastly, to God, your grace has carried me, your love has given me peace, and my faith has kept me grounded. Thank you all for listening to me. I appreciate the attention, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please join me in welcoming our Alcoa City Schools Director, Mr. Jake Jones.
Good evening. As Director of Alcoa City Schools, I want to welcome you to the 2026 Alcoa High School Commencement Exercise. This graduating class marks the 102nd commencement for Alcoa High School, dating back to the first graduating class in 1925. Congratulations on becoming a special part of history. At this time, I'd like to introduce the dedicated members of the Alcoa City Schools Board of Education. Members of the board, please stand as we call your name, and audience, please hold your applause until the end. Board Chairman, Mr. Jim Kirk. Board Vice Chair, Mr. Mike Brown. Mrs. Brandy Bledsoe. Mrs. Julie Rochelle, and Mr. Steve Marsh. Thank you, board members, for all that you do and for your hard work in ensuring that Alcoa City Schools continues to provide the tools and resources for our students and educators need to graduate competitive students. Thank you, board members. We'd also like to take a moment to recognize our district leadership at Alcoa City Schools Educator Support Center here with us today. Please stand and remain standing as we recognize you. Dr. Scott Porter, Assistant Director of Schools and Director of Operations. Mary Beth Warwick, Director of Special Education. Dr. Carrie Prigmore, Director of Admissions and Attendance. And Michelle Knight, Director of K-5 Instruction. Thank you. Graduation is a celebration of the work required to get here, but it's also a celebration of our shared journey. Alcoa is a family, and we'd like to recognize and thank the principals and administrators joining with us this evening as well. Principal Dr. Jared Pendergraph, Alcoa Elementary School. Meredith Miller, Assistant Principal, Alcoa Elementary School. Amber Harper, Principal, Alcoa Intermediate School. Bryant Adler, Assistant Principal, Alcoa Intermediate School. Jordan Ridner, Principal, Alcoa Middle School. Richard Gamble, Assistant Principal, Alcoa Middle School. Dr. Chad Deal, Principal, Alcoa High School. Sarah Bailey, Assistant Principal, Alcoa High School. And Brian Gossett, Assistant Principal, Alcoa High School. Thank you for everything that you've done to prepare our students for this day. And finally, it's now my pleasure to honor a group of students that we recognize each year. First, those who've been in Alcoa City Schools from kindergarten to graduation, 13 years. Would members of the 13-year club please stand? Thank you. And now the most exclusive of all clubs, our 14-year club. Students who have been with Alcoa City Schools since preschool, please stand. Thank you. This group is truly remarkable. Just like every class that has walked through these halls, what sets them apart from every other student graduating this year is that they are Alcoa graduates. That identity will always be special. As they leave us, they take their place among the long and distinguished list of Alcoa High School graduating classes. At this time, I'd like to recognize the alumni in our audience. If you're a graduate of Alcoa High School, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. If you are a graduate of Hall High School, please stand and be recognized. We continue to appreciate the support that you provide to Alcoa City Schools. Graduates, as significant as your achievements are, it's important to remember that you did not get here by yourself. I'd like to ask the parents, grandparents, and guardians in the audience to please stand. Thank you. We recognize and thank you for the sacrifices and support you have given to ensure your graduates are success today. Seniors, as I close, I want to leave you with the final thoughts. I remember being in your shoes thinking that I'd finished the finish line, only to realize it was actually only the starting line. You've officially completed the first 13 chapters of your life story, but the best parts are yet to be written. As you begin this next exciting chapter tonight, I want to encourage you to aim high. Pursue your dreams with excellence and stay the course, regardless of the obstacles in your way. Strive to be the best version of yourself each and every day. Be a difference maker. Bring value to your family and your friends. Bring passion to your college campus or your career path. And most importantly, bring a positive attitude that overflows from your heart and inspires everyone you meet. Graduates, thank you for the footprint you've left on Alcoa High School and our community. We wish you the very best in your next steps. And remember, once a tornado, always a tornado. And as we close, Dr. Seuss so famously put it, "You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." Thank you. Congratulations, graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce the Alcoa High School singers performing Omnia Soul under the direction of Mrs. Jasmine Andrews.
Thank you, Ms. Andrews and the Alcoa Singers. It is now my honor to introduce to you the senior class speakers, Kenley Long and Josh Choi.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kenley Long, and I want to give thanks to my classmates, the graduating class of 2026, our proud parents, devoted teachers, and all the guests who fill the bleachers. Thank you all for taking time out of your day to come celebrate our class's accomplishments. 4 years that we thought would be the longest years of our life turned into 4 months to 4 weeks, receiving our cap and gown, being told to put it on the hanger so there would be no wrinkles today. Before we knew it, time turned into 4 hours, 4 minutes, and 4 seconds. The bell rang, closing this chapter of our lives and starting a new one. As we walked through the doors one final time, all the memories replaying in our minds. Transferring before senior year isn't ideal for everyone, but for me, it was the best decision I could have ever made. Alcoa has brought me so many new friendships, opportunities, and most importantly, a community. I want to thank all the teachers I encountered in my short amount of time here and all the new friends I have made. I was welcomed with open arms and could not have asked for a better senior year, filled with football games, celebrating at cookout, tennis, all are worthy, and many more memories that I will forever cherish. I was at my previous school for 6 years. That's 312 weeks. I have been at Alcoa for 52 weeks, and I can confidently say I have never felt more seen, supported, or validated. Alcoa isn't just a school system or a town. It is a family, and in this family, everyone belongs. How blessed we are to have a place like Alcoa. Alcoa is a place that has pushed me to accomplish things outside of my comfort zone, which is why I'm standing here right now. When I first wrote my senior speech, I wrote about kindness. Looking back and reflecting on my own experience, I take accountability, knowing that I haven't always been the kindest person in every situation. However, the beauty of life is that each morning we wake up with a fresh start to demonstrate acts of kindness. Alcoa was a new start for me, and here I learned the power of kindness and how meaningful it is when others choose the small acts of kindness each day. Tonight, after we turn our tassels, toss our caps, and take over 3,000 photos with family and friends, we start the next chapter of our lives. High school ends today, and our future begins. But we all need to remember that the future isn't something we enter. The future is something we create. All of our lives are going to look different as we have chosen to go our separate ways. Many of us will start college or trade school soon, others will get jobs, and some will join the many branches of the U.S. military. Even though we are taking different paths, we are the role models and faces of the next generation. As we move forward into our adulthood, it is important that we carry Alcoa with us as we make decisions and act as role models for those around us. That we make others feel like they belong and that we treat others with kindness and respect. To my dad, thank you for letting me transfer after many conversations. To Alcoa, thank you for giving me a perspective that school can be a positive experience. To Ms. Hodges, thank you for all the transcripts, recommendation letters, and encouragement you gave me. And lastly, to my mom, I know you are watching over me, immensely proud and wishing you were here, but I know you are celebrating up there. I can't wait to follow your lead by chasing my dreams. Congratulations, class of 2026. We did it. Thank you for making me a part of this Alcoa family.
Man, y'all gotta look happier. Like, we're graduating. Good evening. It's great to see each and every one of you here, whether you're graduating, supporting a graduate, or even if you're just wondering what's for dinner after this. I'm Josh Choi, and you probably expected me to say something like, "We made it," or "We're out of here." And honestly, I get it. Because if you knew some of the decisions that we made throughout high school, that might still feel a little surprising. There were definitely moments where it felt less like we were working toward graduation and more like we were just trying to survive until it showed up. Graduation is usually described as an ending, the end of high school, the end of an era, the end of seeing the same people in the same place every weekday, whether we liked it or not. But I don't really think that's what this is. Because to me, this doesn't feel like an end. This feels like a beginning, a moment where we stop, look around, realize how far we've come, and then keep going. There's a quote by the greatest author of all time, Dr. Seuss, that director Jake Jones actually already said, but I'm gonna say it again. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. And I like that quote because it's encouraging, but also a little intimidating. Because no one hands you a map. No one tells you exactly what your mountain is gonna look like, or how steep it's gonna be, or how many times you're gonna fall. We're stepping into something new and uncertain, and it's really easy to look at that uncertainty as fear or pressure or doubt. But what if we chose to change our perspective? Let me ask you something. How many red cars did you see today? You probably have no idea. But what if I told you that I'd give you $1,000 for every red car that you saw tomorrow? Well, you'd start to look and notice them everywhere, every street, every stoplight, every parking lot. But here's the thing. There aren't just more red cars tomorrow. They were always there. You just weren't looking for them today. And life works the same way. If you look for problems, then you'll find problems. But if you look for opportunity, then you'll begin to see open doors that were already there for you. You don't find what's in front of you. You find what you're looking for. So what if instead of seeing this moment as the end of something comfortable, we saw it as the beginning of something full of possibility? Nothing about our future is already decided. The direction we go, the risks we take, the effort we put in, that's all still in our hands. And that's not something to drown in nervousness over. That's something to celebrate. You get to decide how you see the world. You get to decide whether to focus on obstacles or opportunities, whether we hold ourselves back or take that next step forward, even when we're not completely ready, because we probably won't ever feel completely ready. And that's okay. What matters is that we go anyway, that we take what we've learned in that building, not just from textbooks and our incredible teachers, but from experiences, from failures, from friendships, and even from running from the cops on Maryville Week. Unfortunately, not a joke. And use these memories as foundational lessons for the future. I think it's also really important to admire those around us who help shape who we are today. Navigating through high school is like sailing through a storm, and I'm really thankful for my crew who have supported me the whole way. But we're not done, as today isn't about closing the book, it's about turning the page. It's about choosing to move forward with confidence, with curiosity, and with the understanding that we don't need to have everything figured out. We just need to be willing to try. Because this isn't the end, it's a new beginning. And whatever comes next is up to us. So congratulations, class of 2026, and in the words of Dr. Seuss, let's be on our way. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the great honor of introducing the Alcoa High School Band, who will be performing Forever Holding Close the Memories under the direction of Mr. Russell McCurdy.
So picture it. It's May 2003. 50 Cent was in the club. Fast and Furious hadn't left the planet yet. Like you, I was sitting next to my classmates with whom I attended school for the last 13 years. I had an opportunity to give a graduation speech. I declined. I felt like my classmates who were speaking would thoroughly cover every possible way you could say carpe diem. So I thought there wasn't much more meaningful I could add to the discussion. Fast forward to today, 23 years later, right here, right now. I feel like my experiences have given me more to offer you today as a speaker. I hope so. It is at least proof that sometimes you find yourself in places that you'll never would have imagined. But before I get ahead of myself with such cliches, I should probably get started with my speech. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2026. Today is your graduation. You made it. You survived. The pop quizzes, the tests, the awkward conversations, the group projects where one person did all the work, and it may or may have not been you. Breathe this moment in. One day, this might be a memory you revisit. And when you do, you might remember the faces beside you, the good times, the bad times, and the playlists that define this season of your life. So let me offer you some advice, not because I know all the answers, but because experience is really just a nice way of saying what I've learned from my mistakes. Chase the dream, even the strange ones, especially the strange ones. Whether it's starting a company, becoming a chef, teaching kids to read, or making biodegradable glitter. And I hate glitter. But if that's your thing, go for it. If it excites you, you owe it to yourself to try it. Some people will tell you to be practical, and yes, have a plan. Pay your bills, know how to file your taxes without spiraling into an existential crisis. But don't let practicality smother your sense of wonder. The world needs more curious minds. The world needs fewer people stuck in jobs they hate because someone once told them their passions weren't realistic. You won't regret giving your dreams a real shot, but you might regret not trying at all. Embrace the detours. Sometimes the plans change. Sometimes you get rejected. Sometimes your GPS says rerouting for 5 times in the last 5 minutes. It'll be all right. The most meaningful things often come from the most unexpected. A job that you didn't think you wanted turns into a purpose. A friendship that starts in a group chat becomes the thing that carries you through hard times. Trust the journey, even when it's weird, and especially when it's weird. Make mistakes, the kinds that sting a little, the ones that make you cringe 3 years later when you're doing laundry. You're human. Mistakes are how you grow. They're how you learn to be resilient, that apologies matter, and that you probably should never microwave metal again. But don't let the fear of getting it wrong keep you from showing up. Fear is loud, but courage is persistent. Some of you are thrilled about what's next. Some of you are terrified. Some of you are just here because you were told you had to be. Wherever you are on that spectrum, welcome. You're not behind. You're not ahead. You're exactly where you need to be to start becoming who you're meant to be. You will love deeply, and sometimes you will lose. Relationships will evolve. People will leave, and you will say goodbye to somebody who you thought you would have forever. Let them go with grace, but don't close the door to connection. The people you meet years from now, even tomorrow, may surprise you in the best ways. Laugh at yourself often. Play a game that you're terrible at. Play the steering wheel drums in the car like no one's watching, even though the person in the next lane definitely is. Wear something ridiculous because it makes you smile. Name your dog an awesome name like Ernie. Call your friends bestie, bruh, and dude, even if you're 41 and pay for insurance. Life gets serious. Don't forget to make room for the fun. It's the silly stuff that keeps you human. Some of you will leave here and you'll crush every goal. You'll make the dean's list, land coveted internships, and you will start living your dreams before the ink dries on your diploma. Some of you may not. You'll live at home for a while, take jobs you didn't plan on. You'll wonder late at night if you're falling behind, but you're not. Life isn't linear. It's more like a playlist on shuffle. Sometimes it hits just right, and sometimes it throws in a song. It makes you say, what is this? But keep listening anyhow, and keep hitting that crash symbol on the dashboard anyhow. Take care of your people. Check in, send a text, make time for calls, to meet up, for connection. Friendship takes effort. So does family. So does staying close to you are in a world constantly asking you to be something that you're not. Let your relationships be the compass when everything else feels like the fog. Be kind to the waitress who didn't overcook your food, to the customer service rep who could not satisfy you today, and to that principal whose graduation speech was way longer than what you would have thought. And to yourself. You're going to mess up. You'll doubt. You'll have days where your only accomplishment was brushing your teeth before noon. But be kind anyway. Compassion isn't weakness, it's resilience in disguise. And lastly, you don't have to change the world. That's a lot of pressure for people who regularly forget their passwords. But you can make someone's day. You can make people laugh. You can show up and make life better for the people around you. And honestly, that matters a lot more than you think. Maybe one day, years from now, you'll find yourself somewhere where you never expected to be, thinking back to this moment. And maybe you'll realize that all the people telling you to make it count weren't just trying to sound deep. Life moves fast, faster than you think. So ask the question, take the chance, take the opportunity that it makes no sense on paper but feels right in your gut. Tell people you love them, laugh, be brave enough to fail, and kind enough to help others out when they fall short. And when life gives you moments worth holding on to, don't let them pass by waiting on something better. Live them. To the class of 2026, may you have the wisdom to know what truly matters, the courage to chase it, and the humility to lift others along the way. God bless, and go Tornadoes. At this time, we will begin conferring the diplomas. So with the first row, please stand.
Allie Kate Bailey. Sydney Christine Bailey. Alexander Kennedy Barham. Ethan William Body. Anna Catherine Bauman. Andrew Jacob Beck. Rashaya Talaya Bell. Victor Bearstain Navarro. Macy Lynn Bertelson. Caleb Wolf Bible. Sarah Elizabeth Bivens. Jake Ryan Bledsoe. Brielle Janae Blue. Callaway Bennett Branham. Tonrion Micah Brazelton. Abigail Lynn Breeden. Garrett Michael Breeden. Card. No card. I got you. Yeah. Carlicia Shaylin Burrell. Isaiah John Burlett. Olivia Cole Busby. Maya Angele Boosie. Bailey Madison Caldwell. Sophie Louise Carnes. Carmen Rochelle Carpenter Hernandez. Caleb Joshua Carrington. Gwen Kaylin Carroll. Antonio Elijah Carter. Deja Nicole Casby. Josiah Martise Castle. Kimberly Ann Chambers. Joshua Ian Choi. Pierce Edward Claybo. Eliana Joy Clevenger. Marcus Elijah Cole. Jacoby Lamont Cooper. Holly Kathleen Coulter. Levi Aaron Cornett. Christopher Carter Cowart. Hunter Nathan Crane. Brendan Vaughn Kramer. Kendall Nichelle Crawford. Natalie Grace Crisp. Jacob Parker Crow. J.C. Rian Daly. Parker Grady Davis. Zoe Lavina Douglas. Mary Catherine Easterly. Haley Ray Ellis. Carson Hope Ellis. Megan Aaliyah Ferguson. Darius Anthony Freeman. Darwin Allen Freeman. Diego De Jesus Gamboa Bijarreo. Faith Tatiana Garcia. Miracle Tayana Garcia. Jefferson Uraldo Garcia Garcia. Samuel Andrew Garland. Alexis Grace Garner. Kaylee Mae Gilly. Clayton Scott Gilliland. Dante Adrian Gomez. Jessica Yvette Gomez. Victor Manuel Gomez. Axel Ariel Gonzalez Castillo. Blair Pope Goodson. Hannah Elizabeth Green. Brooklyn Elise Gribble. Jaden Christopher Griffin. Natalie Rain Haynes. Annalise Blair Henley. Philip Cole Hickman. Darcy Piper Hodson. Kylie Nicole Dawn Huffstedler. Brooklyn Renee Humphreys. Aaliyah Sade Ingram. Logan Robert Jenkins. Ricardo Jimenez Hernandez. Destiny Jimenez Silva. Brooklyn Grace Jolly. Elijah Ray Jones. Taryn Markel Jordan. Tristan Gabriel Jordan. Andrew Kenneth Jungi. Nicholas Lynn Kearns. Jenna Bell King. Logan Alexander King. Parker Helton Kivett. Jabril Polis Coco.
Malaya Essie Louise Jones. Madeline Meredith Landero Gradis. Camden DeMarcus Langster. Charles Madsen Lawrence. Nicholas Todd Lee. Julie Marie Longshore. On Ethan Wook Luong. Elizabeth Grace Maggard. Rodrigo Carretero Mata. McKenna Ann McCarter. Grant William Miller. Maria Esperanza Minero Martinez. Colton Blade Moore. Landon Zachary Moore. Haley Marie Moreland. Bradford Graham Mizell. Campbell Drew Mizell. Arsim Mujoli. Carmen Sitilale Medina. Presley Mila Murr. Margaret Maureen Ku'ualoha Murray. Richard Edward Olson. Aiden Michael Orick. Kaylee Allison Osborne. Drashi Yogesh Kumar Patel. Jalen Josiah Pinson. Whitley Marie Piercy. Charlotte Ildemar Pineda Jimenez. Emma Grace Reniger. Joshua Michael Reppy. Gabriel Danger Reveles. Kavion Amir Revels. Eliza May Reynolds. Autumn Grace Reynolds. Irvin Eli Romero Varias. Cadence Ruth Plagg. Martha Diana Ramirez Vega. Madeline Arden Russell. Talia Raquel Ryan. John Edwin Sanchez Ponce. Christopher Avery Jackson Sanders. Santiago Vega. Jeremy Santiago Vega. Hannah Grace Schrock. Joseph Thomas Sharp. Noah Abigail Shamani. Aaliyah Imani Sharif. Gabriel Allen Shimpaw. Destiny Rose Shirley. Andrew Timothy Shipman. Jakara Lachey Shiverdecker. Tyler Joseph Simpson. Evie Marie Snyder. Levi Rex Spivey. Brady Thomas Snyder. Brandon Jacoby Spradling. Jamaica Nairi Renee Starks. Madison Rain Stewart. Gabriella Alexis Stinnett. James Cade Stinnett. Journey Marie Sudreth. Jack Houston Tarwater. Jared William Thomas. Andrew Benjamin Tinker. Jack Miller Ming In Tuton. Tucker McLean Trent. Nash Gregory Trusty. Josiah Devin Tucker. Kyron Navarro Tyson. Brianna Grace Valdez. Christian Vargas. Thomas Milan Benzis. Jaden Brooke Vitale. Jolie Addison Vitale. Ethan James Walsh. Miles Asher Watson. Landon Ansley Webb. Heaven Delois Wilkins. Texton Andrew McSwain Wilhoit. Elijah Jeremiah Williams. Perion Chriselle Wilson. Dylan Alexander Ziegler. Leslie Naomi Zaldana Hernandez. Livia Brooke Young. Kinley Suzanne Workman Long. Tristan Jamil Wembley. Adrian Mackay Williams.
Graduates, please stand. Please remain standing while the Alcoa High School Choir Director, Miss Jasmine Andrews, leads the alma mater. You can find the alma mater printed on the inside of your program. Director Jones, faculty, esteemed members of the Alcoa Board of Education, Board Chair Kirk, Mr. Brown, Ms. Bledsoe, Mr. Marsh, Ms. Rochelle. It is with great pleasure that we state the students presented here today have met the state of Tennessee requirements for graduation at Alcoa High School. Graduates, you may now place your tassel to the left side of your mortarboard. Distinguished guests, parents, friends, and family, I present to you the class of 2026.